Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz. I am Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next half an hour. League stage matches of ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024 concludes. Super 8 phase of ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024 all set to begin on Wednesday. South Africa to take on co-host United States of America in the first encounter. In Euro 2024, France begin their campaign with a win and major upset as Slovakia stun third-ranked Belgium. The All India Football Federation sacked Igor Stimac as the head coach following a disappointing FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers campaign. And Boston Celtics beats Dallas Mavericks to clinch a record-breaking 18th NBA championship. First up, all the cricketing action from the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. The Super 8 phase of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024 is set to begin on Wednesday with South Africa taking on the co-host United States of America in North Sound, Antigua. India will play against Afghanistan on June 20th in Barbados's capital, Bridgetown. In another encounter, West Indies to face reigning champion England in St. Lucia's Gross Islet. The Super 8 matches will be played till June 25. And Nicholas Pooran's fiery knock followed by Ovid McCoy's spell helped West Indies thrash Afghanistan by 104 runs on Tuesday in their last Group C match of T20 World Cup. Chasing a whooping target of 219, Afghanistan kept on losing wickets at regular intervals and eventually got bundled out for 114. For West Indies, McCoy scalped 3 wickets while Akil Hossain and Gudikesh Motai scalped 2 wickets each. Earlier, Pooran broke several records with his powerful knock of 98 off 53 balls and helped West Indies post the highest first innings total of the ongoing tournament. However, both the teams have already qualified for the Super 8s. Lockie Ferguson created history with the most economical spell in T20Is as New Zealand signed off from the World Cup with a 7-wicket hammering of Papua New Guinea on Monday. Ferguson recorded a dream spell of 4-4-0-3 as New Zealand shot out a lowy PNG for a mere 78 in 19.4 overs. They later overhauled the target with 46 balls to spare, scoring 79 for 3 in 12.2 overs. Ferguson joined Canada skipper Saad bin Zafar as only second bowler in T20I history to have sent down each of the allotted 4 overs to a bowler as maiden. Saad recorded a returning figures of 4-4-0-2. United States of America will play South Africa in their opening encounter of Super 8. DD correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya spoke to Vice Captain Aaron Jones about the team's success and journey. The Maverick player has earlier scored an unbeaten knock of 94 from just 40 balls against Canada in the T20 World Cup 2024 tournament opener. Debutant Team USA are now looking for another upset in the Super 8 stages.
Joining me is US Vice Captain Aaron Jones. Jones, amazing moment for you. First time playing in the tournament and qualifying for the Super 8.
Yeah, definitely. We're really happy right now, to be honest, with the result. And we're looking forward to big and better things for sure.
Super 8 is not going to be easy. You will be going to Barbados, your hometown. Coming from there, it's going to be, people will be a little upset. You will be playing for USA and not for Barbados.
No, I don't think they'll be upset. I think I'll get a lot of support for sure. I'll be getting a lot of calls and messages and stuff. So I'll be getting a lot of support for sure. I'm looking forward to it.
How much this particular victory, in this tournament, making it to the Super 8 is for USA? That's making it their debut and that too making it to the Super 8.
Yeah, I think it's a big thing, to be honest with you. Obviously, this being our first T20 World Cup and being it's playing home as well. And not only that, we qualify for the 2026 World Cup as well. So it's a really big thing for cricket in the country for sure.
All looking forward to the Super 8 matches. You will be playing now the big boys.
Yeah, I don't want to say big boys. I don't like to speak like that, to be honest with you. I'll just say teams that are more experienced than us. But definitely looking forward to it for sure.
Much appreciated, Tam. So that was the vice captain of the US team, Aaron Jones, all set for the Super 8. Their match against Ireland was washed out, but they got 1 point and they have qualified for the Super 8. With Kapasa Shankar, this is Tapash Bhattacharya for DDI India from Florida.
And now to all the news from the footballing world. But first up from the Euros. France began their Euro campaign with a 1-0 win over Austria as an own goal by defender Maximilian Wöber gave Didier Deschamps' charges an unconvincing victory in their Euro 2024 opener. Kante rolled back the years with a vintage display that looked exhausting from the outside. No France player won more tackles than the midfielder, with only William Saliba making more ball recoveries and winning more possessions in the defensive and middle thirds of the pitch. France will not take on Netherlands on June 22nd.
Yeah, it's true. It makes me really happy to be back in the French squad, to be back feeling better and wanting to give it my all with all my teammates. I think all this praise I am getting means we are doing something well as a team and getting results. We did that today, and I hope we continue to do so for the rest of the tournament. The desire is there, and we want to give our all for the team.
All right, the victory for France, though, came at a cost as France captain Kylian Mbappe suffered a broken nose but will not need immediate surgery. The French Football Federation said a mask will be made for the captain, but it's not yet known if he will play against the Netherlands on Friday. The 25-year-old forward was forced off after his face hit opponent Kevin Danso's shoulder in the follow-through from an aerial challenge. He was taken to Dusseldorf Hospital where the break was confirmed.
He's not good. He's in a bad state. I don't know. He's in the hands of the medical staff. I had a lot of media engagements before coming here, so I can't tell you anymore, but he has an ugly nose. That's what is certain. So we will have to see, but it's complicated. That's obviously put a damper on our evening.
Slovakia secured a narrow 1-0 win over Belgium in the first upset of the European Championship on Monday. Ivan Schranz scored Slovakia's quickest goal at the major tournament to take his side to a gritty over Belgium. It was Belgium's first loss in 16 games under coach Domenico Tedesco and a flashback to their calamitous 2022 World Cup campaign on a day when whatever could go wrong in the Group E encounter did, though much of their misfortune was self-inflicted. And meanwhile, in the Group E opener on Monday, Romania turned in a high-octane performance to win its first European Championship match in 24 years with an emphatic 3-0 victory over Ukraine. And Portugal will open their Euro campaign against Czech Republic today. Portugal were the only team to win all their qualifying games, and they scored more goals than any other side, while boasting the best defensive record after conceding just twice. It would be a huge surprise if the Czechs won 4 of their 8 qualifiers, with 2 of those wins coming against Faroe Islands, could muster a shock result. And Georgia will make its debut at major football tournament when they play Turkey in Group F at the European Championship. It's the only debutant at Euro 2024, though it still has a pedigree at the tournament. 3 Georgian players were in the Soviet Union team that won the inaugural title in 1960. Turkey was many pundits highly fancied outsiders at the last Euros, but flopped, losing all 3 of its group games and scoring just 1 goal. The national team has gone more under the radar this time, despite topping a qualifying group containing Croatia. Right, for all the excitement of the Euro 2024, I've been joined by my correspondent Trent Murray from Berlin. Hello, Trent. Let's get down to brass tacks. Slovakia versus Belgium, major upset. Who would have thought this?
Yes, right, major upset for Group D. Slovakia off to a very good start, all buoyed by Ivan Schranz's goal in the 7th minute, really settling that game. There were several moments there where the Belgians tried to turn things around, but they just couldn't get there. Extraordinary when you look at the stats of all of this. Belgium is currently ranked 3rd in the world, Slovakia 48th. It just shows it really was a David and Goliath battle, but Slovakia really was able to turn things around and put itself off on a very good stead to start the tournament. There was some drama in the final minutes with Romelu Lukaku trying to get a goal in there. He did actually manage to get it in, but then VAR denied it because of a handball. And as you say, Slovakia making that shock debut to its tournament here at Euros 2024. They will play Ukraine later this week, no doubt buoyed by this win. We know Belgium will travel to Cologne Saturday for its next game.
Definitely. Trent, do you agree it's a huge morale booster for Slovakia?
Well, absolutely, because I think going into that game, they knew they were the underdogs, and that early goal really did settle the match. And so I think the fact that they were able to hold on, keep their defence, despite several missed chances by the Belgians, who on paper are a much better team, they really did manage to hold their own there. And I think they'll be very buoyed by this win, as I say, early on in the tournament, but it's certainly a very good way to start, particularly given that they were well down the table in terms of rankings, especially against the Belgians.
All right. Trent, now, this conversation cannot be completed without talking about Turkey versus Georgia. You know, those scenes in Georgia after the national team beat Greece on penalties to qualify for Euro 2024 were incredible for every football fan across the globe. How pumped up are they? Now, it's their first time here.
Yeah, well, I mean, Georgian fans have waited forever, really, to get into a major tournament like this. So you can imagine they're going in pretty excited. They scraped in with that penalty shootout against Greece, as you mentioned, up against the Turks for their first match. Now, look, it has to be said, in 2020, there was a lot of build-up around the Turkish side. They really thought they could maybe fly under the radar and do quite well, but they fell flat on their face in many ways. They didn't perform very well. This time, I think the excitement around the team is a little bit less muted, but nevertheless, there's certainly a lot of excitement building here in Germany because of this match. The reason is Germany has the biggest Turkish diaspora in the world. There's a lot of Turkish heritage people living here, and so we are expecting huge numbers of crowds to go out and see their team play. Georgia are the underdog, I'm going to make that clear, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see an upset here. This is a match I'm very excited to watch when it kicks off in, just over 5 hours' time.
Yeah, definitely. Trent, how do you analyze France versus Austria? An own goal in such an important situation. Also, Mbappe suffered a broken nose. Any information on that?
Yeah, that's right. Maximilian Wöber's direct own goal with an angled header certainly didn't help the match, did it? It really settled it in the first half. Of course, France scraping that win 1-0. Look, I watched that game. It was a good one. I mean, Austria were stubborn in their defence, a big focus on the attack, as they always did. They're a young team with a bit of flair about them, but they just couldn't get past that magic footwork of the French. But then really the drama was really at the end of the match there, around the 90th minute or so in overtime, when we saw that extraordinary clash with Kylian Mbappe. And there were plasters abroad there. I don't think the first aid kits were out. There was bleeding from a bunch of players. Antoine Griezmann also had bandages on his head. And we've now obviously just learned that Kylian Mbappe has got a broken nose. We heard there in that sound on tape you had that it's not looking good for him. We don't think he needs surgery, but not a good start for him and probably not a good start for the French team. In many ways, I would assess that match last night very similar to England versus Serbia. I think France will take the win, but I think they know that they didn't play their best and they'll need to improve their form if they're going to continue to perform well in this tournament.
Okay. Trent, fan zones are being closed in Dusseldorf, Dortmund and Cologne due to weather conditions. Could you give us some updates regarding it?
Yeah, quite extraordinary. So we're hearing that the National Weather Service here has issued severe weather warnings of heavy rain, hail, winds, even the chance of isolated tornadoes, which is quite an unusual prediction for us to hear in Germany. But nevertheless, that is what the weatherman is saying. And for that reason, the authorities have closed all of the fan zones in those main Western German cities. Now, this will particularly affect Dortmund because there alone, they were expecting 80,000 Turkish fans to come out and watch the team play Georgia tonight. They're all now being told to effectively stay at home or to watch it indoors at a restaurant. But one imagines that may be slightly difficult to police because there's a lot of excitement building up there. And if the weather is just a little bit of overcast, past, and some of those fans take it upon themselves to decide that it doesn't look too bad. Well, they probably will try and stay outside and watch the game with their friends and other crowds. Could prove challenging, but nevertheless, the weather service at this point in time has closed all of the fan zones in that part of the country. They say they understand fans may be disappointed, but their safety does come first.
Definitely, Trent. A few matches into the tournament and so many things happening, but excitement is certainly building up amongst all the football fans. What do you say?
Absolutely. I mean, as we've discussed on the program before, there is just a huge buzz right now. 24 of Europe's best football teams here in Germany, spread out across 10 different cities. We expect over 2.5 million fans to travel here to watch different games. Still early in the tournament, very early to make predictions, but the games I'm looking forward to next, I would say, Germany, Hungary on Wednesday. That should be a good match. Again, we're keeping an eye on England as well. They're performing well. The Serbian match they scraped through, but nevertheless ones to watch. Of course, France as well. We'll have to see how Kylian Mbappe does with his nose. But nevertheless, a great tournament, lots of excitement, still plenty more to come.
Thanks for those details, Trent. Thank you so much. We'll keep taking updates from you. Underprivileged people from 8 nations began competing on Monday in a homeless Euro 2024 tournament running parallel to the main championship. The purpose is intended towards sharing the joys of football with those who have suffered on the street. Teams from Belgium, Germany, Hungary, Italy, Lithuania, Poland, Romania and Sweden paraded into Hamburg's fan zone at the start of a week-long event organized by a local charity and funded by donations. Without the glitz and glamour of the main Euro 2024, the alternative version started in front of a smattering of people at a small pitch inside the fan zone. 4-person teams of both men and women played games of 7-minute halves.
The great part about this event that it's really just about fun. Sure, everybody wants to win. I'm a competitor myself. I really love to win, but this tournament is about fun and about inclusivity and just giving people chances. And I think that's what's great about it. We see the companionship, the sportsmanship here. I think that's actually something that I admire more than when watching professional football, for example.
Argentina held a second training session in Atlanta, United States on Monday ahead of their Copa America kickoff game on June 20th. Lionel Messi joined the team for the 90-minute drills at the Kennesaw State University pitch. The world champion squad is in Group A and will play Canada in the tournament opener in Atlanta on Thursday before facing Chile in New Jersey and Peru in Miami. Messi will be joined by veteran winger Di Maria, who is retiring from international duty after the tournament, which kicks off on June 20 in the United States. The All India Football Federation on Monday sacked Igor Stimac as head coach of the Indian men's football team following a disappointing FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers campaign. Stimac, who had won the bronze medal as a player in FIFA World Cup 1998, had taken charge of the Blue Tigers on May 15, 2019 after the departure of Stephen Constantine. Under the Croat, Stimac won 4 major honours including 2 SAF Championship, 1 Intercontinental Cup and a Tri-Nation Series. He also became the first India coach to win 3 trophies in a year, winning the SAF Championship, Tri-Nation Series and the Intercontinental Cup last year. However, India had a forgettable outing in AFC Asian Cup this year, losing to Australia, Syria and Uzbekistan. And still to come on DD India Sportsbuzz. Estonia batter Sahil Chauhan breaks Chris Gale's record of fastest T20 century in international cricket. India's Sumit Nagal achieves a new career high ranking of 71 in the latest ATP rankings.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts, we demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
Welcome to Kumarakom, Kerala, God's own country.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India's Sportsbuzz. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Estonia batter Sahil Chauhan on Monday struck 100 in just 27 deliveries against Cyprus to break the record for the fastest ton in T20 cricket. The previous best belonged to Chris Gayle of West Indies, who scored a century in 30 balls for Royal Challengers Bengaluru during the Indian Premier League 2013. This was also the fastest 100 in T20 internationals, bettering the record of Jan Nicol Lofty Ayton of Namibia against Nepal, who struck a century in 33 deliveries. Chauhan struck an unbeaten 144 of 41 balls and hit 18 sixes on the way, a record for the most maximums in a T20I innings. His essay helped Estonia chase down 191 runs inside 13 overs and win by 6 wickets. Sumit Nagal achieved a new career high ranking of 71 in the latest ATP rankings released on Monday, making him the joint 4th highest ranked Indian man ever since the introduction of the computerized system of rankings in 1973. The 26-year-old Nagal, who finished as runner-up at an ATP Challenger Tour event in Perugia on Sunday, climbed 6 spots to move past Leander Pace and joined Shashi Menon on the all-time list. Pace had a career-high singles ranking of 73 in 1998. Ahead of Nagal and Menon, who was ranked 71st in the world in 1975, are Somdev Dev Varman, ranked 62, Ramesh Krishnan, ranked 23, and Vijay Amritraj, ranked 18. World number 3, Aryna Sabalenka, said on Monday she will not play at the Paris Olympics in order to focus on her health and prepare for the hard court tournaments. The 26-year-old Belarusian won the Australian Open in January but was knocked out by 17-year-old Russian Mira Andreeva in the French Open quarterfinals this month. Sabalenka said it's too much for the scheduling and she's taken the decision to take care of her health. The twice Grand Slam champion will next be in action against Russian Daria Kasatkina in the last 16 in Berlin. Meanwhile, the Paris Olympics will run from July 26 to August 11. On to basketball now. Boston Celtics defeated Dallas Mavericks 106-88 to clinch a record-breaking 18th NBA championship crown on Monday. Led by Jason Tatum, Boston Celtics made an impressive win over Mavericks in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Humbled by Dallas in a 38-point game for drubbing on Friday, Boston slammed the door on any chance of Mavericks' fight back to seal a 4-1 series victory. Tatum, who was named in the All-NBA first team for the 3rd time this season, was superb on Monday night, putting up 31 points, 11 assists and 8 rebounds. Jaylen Brown, who had 21 points on the night, was named Finals MVP. The victory came exactly 16 years after the Celtics last won the NBA title over the Lakers in 2008. The Olympic flame made its way to the island of Martinique on Monday, the final day of the Olympic torch relay swing through French overseas territories. The flame started its journey through the Caribbean island at Montpellier before passing through the cities of Les Lamentin and Les Robert. The flame ended its day in the port city of Fort-de-France, where Cauldron was lit in front of cheering crowds. The torch relay will return to mainland France again on Tuesday, where it will continue travel through some of France's hottest tourist destinations in the Alpes-Maritimes department. The relay will culminate with the lighting of Cauldron in Paris during the opening ceremonies of the Paris Games. The 2024 Paris Olympics will be held from July 26 to August 11, and the Paralympics will run from August 28 to September 8. The Indian Deaf cricket team will face England in a bilateral T20 series for the very first time starting today. Earlier, the Indian team underwent training today at the county ground in Derby. The 7-match series will begin at the county ground Derby before moving to Northamptonshire, Warwickshire and Leicestershire, where the final game will be played on June 27. The series is being organised by the Disability Committee of England and Wales Cricket Board, the sports governing body in the country. And before we close, Slovakia fans celebrated as their team stunned Belgium in the Euro 2024. Meanwhile, France fans also celebrated the victory as they left the Merkur-Spiel Arena in Dusseldorf, having witnessed their side kicking off their European campaign with a win over Austria. And that's all for this edition of DD India Sports Buzz. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching Sports Buzz.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts, we demystify